I have to say that 45 seconds of television when Sam M showed up and the term keep the main thing was mentioned 5 times in the span of 45 seconds. That was my Super Bowl. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this episode of BachMakers. Make sure to
like,
comment,
and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Keep watching. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to BachMakers, presented by Good Time Media, aka your girlfriend's favorite podcast. I'm Wyatt. That's Michael. And Bachelor in Paradise, officially, I'm stamping it, is back. It is officially back. It's back in so many ways. It's not just back. Michael's getting a call.
Hello? Oh my gosh, really? Wow. I just got a call. Paradise is
Paradise is
back,
back.
baby.
It's back. We're gonna talk about this entire episode. We'll keep it short and sweet because there's Love Island we got to talk about later this week. We'll be able to spend some time with these people throughout the next 10 weeks, and we'll just kind of go through this first episode. A lot of changes from past seasons, but overall, I'm pleasantly surprised. I had my doubts coming in. I heard rumors that it was going to be back, and we're back. And it's very exciting. I think the first couple minutes were a little disorienting for me because it was like, this is not the show that I was expecting. I had to settle in a little bit. And once I settled in, I was like, wait a second. This kind of works for me. That's where I was at.
Yeah, I mean it's a totally different vibe switch than the last Bachelor in Paradise season. And I think for the OG Paradise watchers that have been watching all of the seasons, they probably don't like it at first. Maybe they still don't like it. Maybe they're completely turned off, but give it a shot. Give it more than 1 week, even though this 1 week did feel like 5 because it was 3 hours long, which was a marathon. But it's different. It's different. It's a different vibe. You texted me early in the episode. It's like this gives like a future dystopian feel. And you can see it from the quality of the cameras, the different cuts, the different movie montages. It feels very like produced, which I think some people aren't gonna like that aspect because Paradise is shitty beaches, bugs everywhere, like sweaty, drunk people on a beach with terrible living conditions. It's not that. It's different. Time will tell.
Yeah, so the cameras threw me off. That's the number one thing you notice as the second it starts. You're like, wait, what is this? It felt futuristic. I got a lot of comments saying that it's better quality than like our eyesight, and that's kind of what it felt like. Whereas like it's like
Whoa.
too good of quality.
Yeah.
Where it's like my eyes can't
Yeah.
comprehend it. It feels like oh, what's that term? Or something like so lifelike that it's oh, there's a term for it, and it's gonna bother me that I don't know it. It is um oh come on, I have it. Tip of my tongue. Uncanny Valley. Uncanny Valley. That's what I was thinking of. Whereas, come on.
What is that
What a pull.
pull?
What a
What?
pull. I'm clicking on all cylinders today because I'm fired up.
Oh
Because
my!
Paradise.
What in the read option
Come
was
on
that?
now.
That's
This guy reads
crazy.
books.
I need to write. I need to read. I need to read a book again. That you just inspired
Good.
me to read a book. I'm gonna finish this book that I have sitting
I'm
right
good.
here.
Good. Yeah, I read books, no big deal. Yeah, no, it was very much disorienting at first. I settled into it and didn't really notice it in the back half. There were a lot of
Mhm.
editing choices, a lot of again, we can critique it all we want,
And
and
we
we
will.
will, but they are doing exactly what we said, where we're like, this needs a shakeup. Paradise was not working. If you watched the last season of Paradise, it wasn't working. So they said, you know what? We're actually going to listen to our audience for once in our lives, and they're trying things. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. But I'm happy. I'm happy with the product that they are putting out to us. So like overall, I'm very excited coming out of this episode.
Oh yeah, and I definitely, the teaser at the end got me excited. Like, there's gonna be some drama. There's gonna be some love. There's a cash prize, which that's
Mhm.
crazy. That's new, I believe. And we saw a ring,
Mhm.
so that might happen. But yeah, some of the editing choices I thought was a little crazy. The music was there. There wasn't the iconic intro song, which
Almost paradise.
we didn't get that. That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
That's pretty sad we didn't get that. There was a lot of like slow mo and like zoom in
Mhm.
shots that I didn't really vibe with. It seemed a little bit off to me. But what really threw me off was the little like that's so Raven type
Yeah.
flashbacks and fantasies that they had. They did it one time, obviously with Kat and Dale, which when we talk about the date, we can talk about it, but that was weird and strange. And then they did it again with Spencer, like thinking about Jess
Yeah.
on the date with Sam M. It was like it was just
It
strange and like move. They tried. They're
Yes,
trying.
they're
They're
trying.
trying. They're
They're
trying.
trying, and I That's So Raven is a great callback. That's a great
Thank you.
pull.
Thank you.
Um,
All right.
it felt
Thank you.
it felt like they constructed their storylines, put out, like, an early cut of the episode, and then handed it off to, like, a high school film student. It was like, "What can you add?" And they added a little, like, zoom in shots, flashbacks, little
Mhm.
montages, like, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it felt like, which, again, it was kind of it didn't always work, but it was kind of fun, and again, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
they're trying, and that's all we can really ask for.
Yeah.
Um,
And they had the big text. They had all
yeah.
the text was very big, and they didn't have any like the funny
Oh,
like
like taglines,
quotes under
yeah.
the text. Yeah, they didn't have any of that, which I missed that, but it seemed very
Mhm,
consistent, I guess, with the rest of the tone
yeah.
of the
Um, Before
production.
we hop into the episode, how do we wanna structure these recaps? I have some quotes. I don't know if you do.
Yeah, I got
So do you wanna
I
do
got
quotes at the
quotes. I got
beginning? Do you wanna do
quotes.
quotes as they come up? We'll just go through kinda chronologically, and then we'll end up with, like, a little hot seat on who do we think is gonna come in, what do we think is gonna happen the next episode. You wanna just do quotes early? Knock them out?
I say we either do quotes as they come out through the recap or all at the end.
Let's save
You
it
know,
till the
like
end,
it.
because I don't
Okay.
really remember when they came up chronologically, and some of them might come up, honestly, as we talk about it, but anyways, let's get into it. We do have Charlotte, 3rd chair. Hello, Charlotte.
Hey.
How
Hi,
how
happy to be here.
how do you, feel about these changes for,
Um,
Paradise?
I mean, not great. Like, I was I felt very unsettled majority of the episode. But granted, I wasn't one of the people that was like, Paradise needs a shakeup. Like, I didn't think that. I also
You're
didn't really
fine with the
watch
last
the season.
season?
I didn't really watch it, which is weird, I know, because I watched like every other season before that, but I just didn't really watch Zach and Charity seasons, which was random. I don't know why. So then I didn't watch Paradise, but I watched every season before Zach's from Nick Viall's, and then I don't know what happened there. But I don't know. The editing just it was so weird. I hated like because Love Island does that where they like have like montages of slow mo dancing and this and that, but it works for Love Island. But that's just not what The Bachelor is about.
Yeah.
Like they shouldn't be like. I
I think
mean, that's
it's one episode, I think they're finding their footing, because they know they can't be Love Island, but they can't be what they
yeah.
just were with the last
It
season of
looks like
Paradise.
I think they're picking up things from Love Island a little. Like in the promo, and they're showing like a kissing challenge where they're like
Mhm.
all kissing each other.
Yes.
Like I feel like that's never happened.
Oh,
Like
never. Yeah.
like seeing like if you'll have a spark with anyone, I'm like that's weird. But I don't
Um,
know. Also, the song I miss that, and I miss the beach. I feel like they're too close together. I feel like it's an awkward spacing. I don't know. I don't like I mean maybe I'm just not used to the space yet. But
that's a good point in terms of space. Like I don't have my bearings on where everything is. With the
mhm.
beach, we knew there's the bar, the beach, a couple like little, what did they call them? Uh Cabanas, that's
Cabanas.
the word.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I missed that a little bit.
I mean, this is also I feel like what they're trying to take from Love Island, the whole like villa concept, because really that resort is a glorified villa in a sense,
Mhm.
right? Because before it was like the beach, and they're on the beach, and I even heard somebody today refer to like, oh, out of all the people in the house. They referred to it as a house, and I was like, I don't like that. I don't know why. That just is like rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, all right, we're not Love Island. We're still on the beach. This is paradise. If anything, call it a resort. Call it what it is, I guess, because it's a little promo for whatever resort they got in Costa Rica. Um, but I don't know. I like the resort setup. I think it's gonna make a lot more sense given that there's gonna be a lot more people joining when we have all the Goldens that show up.
Yes, that's a good point. Let's go ahead. Let's get into intros. I mean, I guess off the bat, do you want to just who's your favorite intro? Who's the one who stood out the most from all these? I mean, the intros weren't anything. They're all cheesy little like, oh look, I'm Jeremy and I'm shirtless. I'm Jonathan. I'm also shirtless. We're on a beach. Like I don't know. The intros were fine, but I don't know.
They had the 5'10" thing and then the question mark thing is
That was
wild.
crazy.
One, to back my boy Jiggity John up, he's down beach of Jeremy, so the height difference probably isn't that crazy of what it looks like in that shot. But he's also just on a slant. He's on
Yeah.
a slant. He's more down beach. So like that's I don't know. They did Jiggity wrong there, but they also kind of did J Way the wrong there because I thought Jeremy was taller than 5'10".
Yeah, I wouldn't have assumed 5'10" until
So
they just told us straight up. So that's kind of unfair. Didn't love
Mhm.
that.
I feel like it makes sense. I expected him to be 5'10". I
Yeah.
love Jeremy. I'm a big Jeremy
Yeah, I mean,
fan over.
we'll talk about
definitely.
him a little bit later, but Jeremy's definitely a standout from this episode. It's hard to deny it. Alex was there early. Spencer was the first one on the beach. I say beach.
Yeah,
First one in
Same.
the house.
I didn't think he'd be the first one. I mean, I obviously just thought Hakeem. Like it's gonna be
Mhm.
Hakeem. We know he has the invite already, so it's not a surprise that he's there. I thought it'd be him, but Spencer had some good reactions. They showed him a lot. Like they showed him walking around the place, kind of for a
Mhm.
long time. It felt like, um,
Which is why
but
I assumed, and I'm flashing forward, that he would at least stick around another week because we got a lot of Spencer, like a lot of Spencer. So it
yeah,
was kind of like, all right, we know he's going to at least stick around for a little bit.
yeah,
I again, it was fun to see these people again. Some of them we hadn't seen in a while. We saw Cat, Hurricane Cat, which Charlotte, you didn't see the last season of Paradise, so you don't
I
have a lot
watched
of
it on
backstory.
recaps.
Okay.
So, but I still don't like. I don't know the whole thing.
Well, we kind of got shown in the previews. They did a little flashbacks to Last
Mhm.
Paradise, which kind of got me a little nostalgic
Mhm.
because the whole Hurricane Cats part was kind of the best part
Oh
of the
yeah,
last
it was
season.
so good.
Like all of that crash out, I was like,
Who
"Aw,
is
I really
she?
hope someone crashes out like
Yeah,
that this
it's literally how
season." Like, I kind of want her to be crazy. I need a little crash out, which we might get. The preview showed a little
yeah.
crying, so. Um,
And then who
but
else? We had Jess show up. So one of Joey's gals, Lexi, Joey's gal, showed up. Who am I missing from that? Zoe.
Zoe walked in
Hmm.
serious, like she meant business.
And
Yeah,
she's wearing
Zoe.
green. Zoe's
She
always
was.
wearing green.
It looks good on her.
No, I
Green's a good color on her.
classic Zoe move. Good for her.
Oh,
Classic
classic.
Zoe.
So, Brian shows up and just immediately, again, not afraid to say, immediately sucks. He's like, "Oh, that's his thing. This
Yeah,
guy's just gonna suck."
I'm ripped. My mom says she loves me. I was just talking to my mom. She said she loves me, and I'm like such a
Yeah.
catch. Wow. I mean, it's giving very Jersey Shore, right? He's from Jersey,
He
right?
said he
Yeah,
was from
He's
Long Island. I
Jersey
want to know where
Shore.
he's from. Maybe
he
we
did
can
say
find
Long
out.
Island.
What's his Instagram?
I don't think you guys would be friends, to
Yeah,
be honest.
Oh,
not a
I
chance.
I
doubt
don't.
it. But like, still,
I don't know. I feel like
what's
Brian gives off the vibe that he's like he wants to come across like that. But I don't
I
think
know,
he's
which makes it
yeah,
even
I don't
worse.
think he's like that bad of or that I don't think he sucks that much, but he wants to come across like he sucks. I don't know why.
And he wants to
And
play
he's
into
really
that
good
bit,
at it.
which is
He's so
confusing.
good at it. Just immediately I was like, this guy
Yeah.
sucks. I don't like it. And Brian, just let the guard down, man. I think there's a big softy in there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess we'll see more of
We get
Brian.
the two
Um,
guys who serve face. We get Hakeem and Justin also there. Justin's entrance was like main character energy
He
when he
is the
Yeah.
showed
main
up.
character. Justin is the best. I
Yeah.
love Justin.
Well, it's also just like a different generation of Bachelor Nation compared to who else was on the beach at that time. Like prior to that, it was just the past 2 seasons of Bachelor people, and then one Bachelorette season, and then boom. Well, and Kyle.
Yeah.
I was gonna. Kyle was also from Katie's season. He said, "I didn't even remember that," but we didn't see Justin and Kyle interact. Like, oh hey, like I remember you. Like they need no.
It's because Justin probably didn't remember
Yeah.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Like,
Justin was like, I don't know who this guy is.
He probably was like, "Oh, from
and
Katie's season," and Justin was probably like,
I was
"Ugh."
thinking this. I bet there was a small part of the cast that was thinking, because think about it. They did this with Grant's season where they brought in his sister as like a fake girl for a little bit. They're like, oh, who's this girl that's in our cast? I bet that cast for a little bit thought Kyle was a plant. Like, oh, I'm from Katie's season. And he's actually like he's trying to infiltrate the cast a little bit. Because like nobody remembers him. If you're going to bring
I was
someone
gonna say,
back,
I bet they were probably like, "Who was that?" Like they were probably like, "Who's Katie?" Like I feel like these people that were on Joey's season, and like they're probably like, they don't know past
mhm.
because I feel
yeah,
like
Jess wasn't.
Katie's a lot of seasons happened since then. Like I remember Katie's season well, but
Yeah.
they probably don't.
Jess wasn't born during Katie's season yet. Jess was just a baby.
Well,
She's a child.
Jess had a good moment though. Jess was the one that got to drop the lure to everyone about Claire and
And
Dale, and
Dale.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, lucky girl." Like I wish I could have been the one to be like, "Guys, like you're never gonna believe this."
Yeah.
Crazy.
The two other guys who showed up first that I want to talk about because we're not going to have much to talk about them in future episodes. Kyle and Ricky. I want to start with Kyle. I love Kyle. I loved Kyle. Every time he talked, I needed more Kyle. He said multiple times, he just referred to himself as ya boy. He kept doing that. He was like, I hope Bailey can rock with your boy. And then he kept referring, he did the double thumbs to himself. He said, your boy. And I love that. Kyle never changed. I wish we got more of him. He just made me laugh. He really did.
Ricky's kind of my guy. Little suave, smooth talker, and honestly, I thought it was there with
Mhm.
Alex. I thought it was there. I thought it was game over. Multiple makeout sessions, some good and deep intellectual, and maybe, I mean, let's get into
Yeah.
this right now. I'm just going to talk about it right now. But I think it was maybe a producer in the ear of Alex saying we need to keep Jonathan.
Oh, there was
I think
0% that Jonathan was leaving the first week. Like there was
exactly.
no shot that Jonathan was going.
That's what I'm saying. Jonathan's one of the stars. I think she clearly clicked better with Ricky, and she was like, "I'm just gonna save Jonathan because kind of have to." And that's
Yeah.
nothing against Jonathan, but I think my boy Ricky deserves a little bit better. And I don't know, I saw it better. Maybe that's just how they edited it and everything like that. And but even Alex went up to Jonathan, was like, you're not really trying,
Yeah.
man. Like, do you really want a rose? I think Jonathan thought he was going to be like the guy, the
Yes.
shit, and all the girls going to talk to him. And that might be so, and I'm sure that plenty of girls will be wanting to talk to him. But the power's on the girls the
Mhm.
first week, and you need to go get chat, go get bantering and risen up some shorties. All saying.
Jonathan, I agree. I think he came in way too comfortable. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think he meant it this way, but like he
Mm-hmm.
came across as like, hey, I'm like a star in this cast. I deserve like I'm that person.
Fair.
So he behaved like it. And I'm gonna tell you, Jonathan, we gotta step up. We have to actually put some effort in, or else Alex will move on and drop you like a bad habit because you gotta do more. You simply have to do more. And like I just need to see more out of him.
But I also think, he knew it was early. He knew it's the first week, and he actually was just trying to talk to everybody and get to know everybody kind of equally. You saw him talking with Kat. He probably, was
Mhm.
chatting up all the girls kind of equally, and so maybe that's why Alex thought he wasn't putting that much time into her specifically.
Yes.
But,
All right, so I guess we jump to the first date card that was given out, which ended up getting rained out, which we can talk about, which is kind of insane. Justin gets a date card and he immediately goes to talk to Lexi, which I think works. Those two feel like the the mom and dad.
Mom and
Oh,
dad.
yeah,
Yeah, the mom and
yeah,
dad.
where like it's like all right, the kids are at the playground and mom and dad are like going to go on their date and like hang out and just like oversee them a little bit. Um, I don't know. It just they feel like the two. Not that the other ones aren't mature, but I feel like they're in a different stage of life than the majority of this cast, which
They're in the 30s.
yeah, they're
They're in their
also known as
30s.
their 30s. Yeah, for sure. So I like those two together. I'm glad Justin picked Lexi. Their date gets rained out, which you
Which,
have a villa, like you have a full resort. You can figure it out. Like there's no way just Rain was like, you know what? All right, peace. We can't do this date now. That was ridiculous.
yeah, that was so freaking stupid. And the fact that when rain happens and everything, they kind of were like, "Oh, everybody has to go inside." But that just ends the night.
Yeah.
Like, can we not have back? Like, what's going on here? Like, let's figure something out and let the kids play in the rain. I don't care if it's safety hazard.
Yeah.
Why can't they hang out
Sorry.
inside? They're in a resort.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's no indoor rooms in the
Maybe they don't
resort that
have
are
cameras
like,
set up there. I know this time around they have like Love Island like cameras. You know?
Do they?
Yeah, I saw when they were sitting on those like white chairs. You know,
Okay.
like when like like when they did the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like there were cameras, but you could also get to see sometimes like the actual like, cameraman
Yeah.
when they were like moving fast. But yeah, I was thinking it makes
hmm.
sense from a lot of like the way the angles were. I was like, this doesn't seem like there's a person in my face right now.
Yeah, when like Hakeem was putting like tear what is it called? Eye
Yeah.
drops like in his room or something. Like that seemed to be just like maybe like a camera set up in his room or in the hallway or
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know
something.
where
I
that
think
took
also
place.
it's probably easier in this resort setting to do the cameras, like the hidden cameras, rather than having because they whatever like whole camera crew thing. Also because I feel like it doesn't look like there's that much room, as I was saying before.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's not a good setup for like the boom and like all the things.
Yeah. Agreed.
I mean, it's going to get really congested, like I said, with when the Goldens are going to come in. But
Well,
and we got a lot more bombshells to
yes.
come.
Mhm.
Lots of them.
But
Speaking of bombshells, the first technical bombshell to walk in is a Mr. Dale Moss, the fastest winner in Bachelorette history. Unbelievable. One of one, just like all-time shooting percentage. Just walked in Reggie Miller 9 points in whatever seconds. It's incredible. And then he shows
8 points, nine
and
seconds.
then the women lose their minds. They're like, "Look at this man. We have a bunch of boys here, and this is a man," which was an actual
Look at
thing
this.
that I think Kat said.
Look at this 36-year-old sweaty
Yeah.
man.
And he has low
I love
they're like
him.
he has low testosterone and he sleeps. I love him. I need him.
Yes, I need
I need a
that.
sleepy man.
Yeah, he clearly got the attention of everybody. Um, Zoe like said something like obviously talked to him first, and then said something like, "Oh, Kat was her game plan to steal him or something or whatever like that." And I don't know. It was probably edited in some
Zoe
certain way, but
also said to him the moment he sat down, like, "Oh, sorry if there's no rooms, like my butt's so big," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Sure." Like,
Yeah.
Riz, that's Riz. I didn't even catch.
Yeah.
I didn't even
That
catch
was
that.
good. Dale kept during his like intro package, it rubbed me a little bit of the wrong way because he kept talking about like Loki, my life is super sick. I just have no one to show it to. That's basically what he kept saying. He's like, I'm doing some really cool shit and no one's paying attention to it. So I need a girl that I can have by my side so she can see all the cool shit I'm doing.
I
I live
feel
such a fucking better life than everybody else in the whole world, but I'm just kind of tired of being single and just getting with random girls from the club. I'm actually looking for a wife to settle down and do cool shit with. And by the way, I make a lot of money, have a super nice job and a super nice life, and travel all across the world. And most people don't do that, and I do.
Totally.
Also,
And look at
so
my pretty ass eyes, by the way. He does got really good
yeah,
eyes.
and my abs sweat. Look at that. That's when I was like,
And my low
I got low
testosterone.
T. I'm sleepy and I do cool shit. What's up? I'm Dale.
Oh yeah, did I tell you I played in the
Yeah.
NFL?
Oh man, unbelievable. I don't know. Yeah, so Dale shows up, talks to everyone. His conversation with Alex made me love Alex. I Alex cracks me up
Mm-hmm.
because she's I don't know the best way to describe her. She's just
Wait, who is Alex talking to? Was it Jonathan? Where it got kind of like, I feel like weird for a second.
Oh my gosh. Wait, yeah. Let's talk
mhm,
about that. Alex, that's another reason why I think it was producer plant. The first conversation between Alex and Jonathan, so
yeah.
It
awkward.
was,
It was so awkward. I was just like, there's no
he
chemistry
like
here.
wasn't like getting her vibe at all.
And vice versa.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was a struggle. And for all the people that are out there shipping them nonstop for the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 months or whatever.
Oh
Tough.
yeah, no.
Tough.
Looks.
Tough. Those people are headed for better days because they know that that shit is not lasting. They'll give it another shot, but I don't see it. I automatically just like this is not happening.
Yeah,
This is not happening.
Alex was right. She said she's like, oh, like I just expected more of like. I feel like she was saying she expected more of like a presence from him,
Mhm.
which I also think I expected, but I kind of felt like he wasn't as present this
Yeah.
episode. Like he
He
was
tried
like
to
more.
play like a cool guy almost, where it's like, Jonathan, that's not. I don't think that's you. I don't know. He just
I mean,
looks
I
laid
thought he
back.
was kind of shy though. I
Maybe
feel
he
like he still
is. Yeah, he
is
wasn't
some kind of
very like outgoing and like whatever. I feel like the
Mhm.
most they talked about were his legs.
what
Was that on his legs or was it someone else's?
the
Oh, he
tattoo
shaved his legs.
Like I was like, I feel like it came up like 3 times. That was like the only
Yeah.
thing.
that maybe that was talked about
No,
once
multiple
that
times.
because then Kat was talking about the gooch.
No, legs came up more than once for
Legs
sure.
came up more than once. Let's be kind.
Uh,
Jonathan didn't have that
I,
many moments this episode.
okay.
Valid.
And that's my take on Jonathan.
They do the little date where not date event like activity where they bring out
Oh
all
yeah,
silhouettes. Which
silhouettes.
I gotta say one thing about the silhouettes. I could have picked those out so easily because we looked at those profile pictures so many times. I knew exactly. I'm like, that's Sam M. That's Hakeem. That's
Yep.
Ricky. I even got Ricky's. I'm like, I know all of these profile pictures by heart because I stare at them all day, every day. So wouldn't have fooled me. Maybe they don't look at them that much, so they couldn't figure it out.
Which is wild how they couldn't just get new silhouette pictures for Paradise.
Wait, I was thinking that. I was
Yeah.
like,
Like what?
Haley literally still has a bob. That's crazy.
Like some of those are 2, 3 years old at
Yeah.
least. Not to mention the people that are from Katie's season. Like, what are we doing here? Like, let's get some updated pictures that maybe takes what 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
I do like how that date did
Um,
not, or not. I keep calling it a date. That activity did not last very long. It was like, all right,
yes,
let's keep this thing going. For a 3 hour episode, I thought they were gonna drag it on. They did not. It was quick, to the point, little fun, get to know each other, just create a little bit of tension between people. I think that was executed well.
and I like how it wasn't overplayed with the tension it created with
Mhm.
people. Which I guess the biggest thing from this game was some stupid drama between Ricky and Hakeem. I honestly, I wrote this down. I was like, this is like what honestly is happening on my screen, and it was dragged out for like 5 to 10 minutes.
It was insane. It was actually insane.
That was the dumbest
Because
fight I've ever heard in my life. I didn't even know what was happening and I didn't care.
Mhm. And that was all
yeah,
the
it
girls.
was
If you look at
just
all
so
the girls during
pointless.
this argument, they're looking at each other like, "What are we doing? Like, why is this happening right now?"
And Ricky, I think maybe thinks that Jonathan got a rose because of that fight. I don't think it was because of that little scrum or whatever. But Ricky was the one that come up to Hakeem and was like, you're kind of vanilla. Like you don't get a lot of positives. You don't get a lot of negatives. That's what he
Yeah.
was like saying by that. So you're vanilla. It's, I don't think that's necessarily an insult, but it's also just like you guys are both. It's just like you guys are both just
Like, what are we doing?
like what are we do? Like what are we doing? And what we don't need to make anything out of. I don't know. I think maybe they could be like one reality TV show. Like let's like
Yeah.
fight. You know,
But
let's
also it
fight.
felt
Let's get a little
the
aggressive.
first like 60% of that fight, I thought they were both like playful joking and like fighting. I thought it was like a
I
joke, like,
thought
dude, I'm
at
not
first,
vanilla. Like I thought they were joking. And then I was like, wait, this is a real fight that's actually happening. Like they're actually mad at each other for this. Very strange. Very strange beef. Almost like strange enough beef where you can't fake it because like you can't create that. It didn't feel like manufactured beef. I was like, oh, this is like a real, genuine, like misunderstood. I don't know because like it's
I
so
think it could have
bizarre that it
started.
can't be faked.
Yeah, I think it could have started as like one of those fake fights, and then they both kind of had like a switch in their head, like, wait, we're we're being filmed right now. I kind of maybe need to like win this fight, you know. And
Mm,
they both tried to like win and prove their point and kind of do one of those things, but
boy.
it just kind of it was just like just not necessary and dragged out over a commercial break is wild.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
wild. Bad use of a commercial break, but whatever.
Which the commercial breaks
Um,
abrupt.
so
It was like,
abrupt.
whoa, commercial.
Which at the start it was good while they're introducing new people. They'd show like the feet and the legs, and then cut to commercial, and it's just a laundry soap ad
Mm,
or whatever, and it's just like whoa, you kind of think that's part of the ad. Um, and then it comes back and shows the rest. But yeah.
very strange. I guess we kind of overlooked Dale and Kat's little yacht date. Not much to talk about there. Happened. They went on a yacht. They
Yeah.
talked to each other, popped some champagne. Kat got a little motion sickness, and then they made out.
Yeah, and I think this is when we got that first clip where we were like, "Oh, this season's different." When we get the little Kat's in her confessional and she's like, "Dale, Dale, Dale," and
oh,
it's kind of a daydream. And then we have Dale spraying sunscreen on himself and then opening up his shorts, spraying sunscreen on his crotch. What are we doing, ABC? Like honestly, what is
Kids
going
show.
on?
It's a kids
What
show.
was I watching? What was I watching? That's
Yeah, that was
that's just
that was
not
fine.
ridiculous.
No.
I want to know what like did a producer said like, "Hey, Dale, can you like put sunscreen on?" And then like did Dale himself just like do it on
No
his
way that was
crotch, or
unprompted.
were they like, "Hey, can you actually get, I think you missed a spot."
Oh
I can't even say
Oh
that
my
seriously.
gosh.
How did that happen? I just that's oh, okay. We're done talking
Yeah,
about that even though I'm afraid that that might not be the last of those type of things this season.
agreed.
less. Maybe they'll hear us and be like, "You're right, guys."
Let's take that edit out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? Teddy? Ted Titty?
Oh, Sam
The
Titty.
showrunner. Sam Titty probably
Yes,
watches us and he'll take notes.
100%. I want to talk about something I did enjoy. Jeremy, Jeremy and Bailey, and then a little bit of Kyle on the side, but mostly Jeremy and Bailey.
That
I
was
like
Yeah.
them. Bailey, sneaky surprise of this cast. I think a lot of the boys were surprised by her. First of all, that she was there, and they were like, "Wait, this girl rocks." What was
Hmm.
Grant doing? Also, call back. I guess as part of the quotes, Alex referencing getting serenaded on the first date was really funny.
Oh yeah. I wrote that down in the
Great one.
quotes. Yeah.
But Bailey, I think pleasantly surprised a lot of people, and Jeremy was like, "I got eyes for Bailey. I'm gonna go for Bailey." Jeremy, arguably MVP of this episode in my mind. Not that he's just friends, not because he's friends of our program, but I think he kind of crushed it by Jeremy stock. I would say, Charlotte. I know you were a big fan of Jeremy from this
I
episode.
agree. He was so entertaining this episode. Like after him and Bailey kissed on the beach, and he was like you're a kisser, like yeah. I was
Uh,
like, you're so funny. Like he's just like, I think he's so great because he just lives in this little world where like he's just like, yeah, like I'm like tough, like I'm like a dude, and I'm like, you're the best, like, you're literally the best, like always be on TV.
He's great. He is great for TV.
Her body's tea. I'm gonna be the honey to that tea.
Like
What a bar, Jeremy. I know right after you said that, you were just like, go, please make the cut. Please make the cut. Please
oh,
make the cut.
You could
he's
tell
so great.
He barely got through that line too. He was like laughing through that line, and he's like, "I have to get this out. I have to say this. It's gonna be great for TV." I think that's he.
Robot is so funny.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
He
That is so.
knows. He knows what he's doing. Like not in a bad way where he's like trying to manipulate the edit or anything, but he knows he's on a TV show, and
Yeah,
so
and
he's.
he likes his frat boy persona. He like owns it, and
Mhm.
that's what I love about him. He's
Yeah,
like,
it's not
yeah,
disingenuous. It's not. It's just like I know my
no,
personality. I also know I'm on a TV show. Like, and there's a balance of that not a lot of people find. I feel like Jeremy's kind of found that balance,
ugh,
which is fun.
Yeah.
MGB,
After
he's
the
the best.
after the after the beach makeout, he was like, "I like how we just like created our own date. If you had a date card, would you take me?
He's amazing.
That's
I think you're a good kisser. Do you think I'm a good kisser?"
Like,
Riz.
Riz.
He just outrizzed the hell out of
Uh,
Hakeem. Absolutely just stole his
oh
girl.
man,
Oh, poor Hakeem.
uh,
a Riz masterclass by Jeremy this episode. Absolutely
except he
incredible.
needs sunscreen. It's like not even funny anymore. He's like gonna get sun poisoning. Like he's like red, like a tomato, and
It turns into a tan.
Yeah,
that's exactly.
Which that's what everybody says whenever they get burnt.
like
It's just like
I
But
don't
like
think.
also protect your skin. I don't know. Like if you want to be on TV,
Yeah, pop
I'm
off.
just saying.
rage.
I don't think anybody's safe from Jeremy. I think Jeremy might hit on Hannah Brown at some point during the season, which we didn't see much
I
of.
hope
Like
so.
Hannah
Hannah Brown's
Brown.
engaged,
When Hannah
married.
Brown popped out talking to Justin at one point, I like completely forgot she was there and was just like, wait, what? Who?
Yeah,
Exactly. Let's talk about that. Like, what's the point?
I
What's so far?
Wells had
What's her
negative
point?
screen time. Like Wells isn't at the bar. Like
Yeah, he is.
not all the
He
time
was there.
though. Not like
Okay. No.
he's not the bartender. He's a bartender. Like there are actual bartenders with experience there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
They might develop.
They should hire me. I was a bartender. I have a resume. I can send them my resume.
Yes, I'm sure that's what they're thinking. Like this Wells and Hannah Brown thing isn't working out. We need Charlotte.
I know how to pour all that.
I know how to pour.
You know what? Me and Jeremy have matching vocal fries, so we'll be great.
Maybe.
Okay. I did like one while we're talking about Wells here. I do have one Wells bar that I just have to say now.
Oh my god!
So it was when Sam M came in. He was telling about how he came in. He came in on a 1968 Harley, the oldest thing I've ever been on. And then Wells was like, "Well, the Goldens haven't arrived yet."
Awesome line.
And then it kind of went over some people's heads. But I was like, that needs a shout out. That was hilarious.
That was really good.
That was good.
I enjoyed that. All right, I guess let's talk about Sam M entering. Good transition right there. So
Thank you.
I have to say that 45 seconds of television when Sam M showed up and the term keep the main thing was mentioned 5 times in the span of 45 seconds. That was my Super Bowl. Guys, we have worked so hard to keep the main thing, and we won. We have come out victorious. The main thing has been kept the main thing. I know one of them was thinking about us. At least one of them.
Jesse was saying it.
When Jesse
was
dropped
saying
it, I was like, I feel seen. I feel seen. I'm like, oh my gosh, Jesse Palmer is saying, keep the main thing. It's incredible.
Yeah, I do kind of feel bad for Sam M. I think he came in at a really bad time. Like the day before the rose ceremony. Yeah, he gets a date card and everything, but like that's kind of tough. And you already don't have the best look in these girls' eyes because they see you as the villain. They see you, how you treated Jen and everything like that.
He should have been in the original cast.
He
should have been in the original cast right away. He should have been there.
Yeah, he should have started on the beach and like somebody else came in like that.
I also think there should
like maybe like
girl.
switch place with Spencer. What?
I think too many people went home.
Yeah,
I thought it was weird that like these like I don't know, at least Sam and Hakeem I wanted to see a little bit more of, or at least for someone like Kyle who's like kind of a rando, not for lack of a better word, but like just to see more of someone like that. Like it kind of sucks for him. Like he came out of nowhere and he didn't even really get a chance. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I know it's show, but
Yeah.
No, there were no friendship roses or like fringe roses where it's like, hey, maybe we'll explore this. Every rose that was given out is like damn near a couple. Like, I mean, let's see. Well, I mean, we'll go through it later, but like,
Alex and Jonathan, no,
besides
but
Alex Jonathan, yes, you're right. But like mostly, like there were no friend roses. Usually, you get one or two friendship roses, and
yeah,
like, hey, I want to keep you around. It felt like we were missing one of those at least, because I feel like, I mean, unfortunately, Hakeem probably wasn't going to stay. Kyle was probably gone, but I think there's a spot for Ricky on this show. Like Ricky gave enough where
yeah,
it's like he could stir the pot a little bit. I bet producer kind of upset Ricky and Sam M. Sam M is a big get, for a
big
big
name.
name for a show like this. Yes, Charlotte.
I do not think they were expecting Brian to like make it. I feel like that
Uh,
had to have been like the biggest plot twist. Like I think they
yes,
thought Brian's spot was going to someone else. Because
I don't.
you don't.
you thought that
You thought
I was
No.
like
shocked Brian survived this week.
I could not believe that he was one of the people that was like secure in his rose. I was like,
I'm talking like
what?
day one when everyone got there. I bet if the producers took a vote, I'm like, all right, who's
That's
going
what I'm
home?
saying. Like before
Yeah,
the show started, before when they
yeah,
like had their main cast, I think Brian was like one of their throwaways. Like, oh, he'll go home
yes,
night one, but that's fine.
yeah. In order to keep like
Yeah, to
the
keep it
heavy hitters
Sam
Sam
around.
M.
Yeah,
M.
Well, then they should have been like Sam M. Take Zoe out on a date. Like you got to do that. You got to break that up. You got to make those adjustments game in and game
Yeah,
out.
maybe
Like
they love
if you're actually trying to do that, if you're actually trying to produce and do that, like you gotta pull some strings and do that. But I think they're thinking Brian's gonna be our villain. They've already kind of used some of his confessionals that have been like, "I'm just happy I got my
that was
rose."
crazy.
He didn't really talk. He didn't really talk about Zoe. He was
Mhm.
like, "I'm just happy. I just need the rose. I just need to stay." He's playing it like it's a
He's
game.
such a
Like
genius. I
new girl comes in. He's gonna be like, "Bye, Zoe. I have the power now. I have the power this week. You're gone."
Yep.
Like,
thought
Let's talk.
now.
So, Sam M's little love triangle, because I think that segues into another couple. So Sam M decides to take Jess out on a little date, little spirituality date, where they can learn about themselves and rub water on each other with a sponge, because that's hot, apparently. Um, so Jess had a previous connection with Spencer. They were talking a lot and just immediately clicked, and
like,
like
closed off
yeah,
damn near. Like they're
they closed
closed
off
off. Like,
faster
say
than
what?
Shelly and Ace. Like immediately. They were like, "Oh, yeah, we're closed off now." And like Shelly Ace, what?
Yeah.
I said they're not even closed off.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Um yeah, they talked, they hit it off right away. They kissed night 1, it looked like. And then it's kind of smooth sailing till Sam M showed up. They go on their date. There was a little bit of chemistry.
Yeah, no, there was some chemistry. She was into Sam Man on that date. That's why I saw that. They
Mhm.
kissed multiple times. She kind of initiated some of it. Like she was exploring that. She was exploring.
Yeah.
But she had the decision, so I think she knew that like mine's well explore to the fullest because at the end of the day, I'm safe and I'm choosing between the two
Yeah.
people.
Switch smart play.
And so
And then that kind of leads us into rose ceremony, unless you have anything else from the
Yeah.
episode.
I just want to say one more thing that
Mhm.
when Lexi was having her moment with Jess and Spencer, where she was like, I don't know, like I'm kind of stressed about like the Susie thing. I was thinking in my head, I was like a follower or a fan of Susie and Justin's relationship. I would not want to be the next girl. Like that would like intimidate me a lot. So I feel like that is something that's going to come up again. And I think Lexi's smart for already being aware and kind of like preparing herself for an issue that probably will come up.
I
yeah.
mean,
I'd
it's
say.
definitely coming up
Fair.
because Susie's coming up to the resort. So,
Okay, I love
Yeah.
Susie. She's so
That'll-
cute.
Yeah.
which,
Uh
sorry, go ahead, Mike. I have something along with Susie.
no, it's then
Okay,
say it.
so
I'll-
it's kind of looking at the promo. It was a little bit weird. We didn't see any shot of Susie and Justin together. At least maybe unless I missed it. We saw Susie a lot. So I have kind of a hot take. I think Justin might be gone before Susie shows up. Because we didn't see any interaction. Like you would think they would use that as like a promo clip, like Justin and Susie see each other for the first time since the breakup. There was no shot of them in the same vicinity whatsoever. You saw Susie isolated on dates. You saw Susie with Jeremy. You saw other things. It's like, wait, or we're not going to talk about the elephant in the room, these two. So that was a little surprising to me. Again, could just be reading too far into it, but I think there's a chance maybe Justin's gone before Susie, or maybe he like leaves because Susie shows up. I don't know.
He sees her walk in. Ah, fuck
Yeah,
this. I'm out of here. You're really gonna bring my ex? Like that's crazy.
that'd be-
um, my thing that I wanted to talk about was just like I didn't like how people were freaking out about being in love triangles. They were so scared, like, oh, I don't want to be in a love triangle, this love triangle, that. When all of these people, guys and girls, were on a show where one person dated 30 people. And it wasn't a triangle, it was a fucking web.
Mhm.
And they're like, I don't want to be in a triangle of this. You on a show where you shared your one person with 29 other people. You're worried
Triangle's way
about
more
being sharing them with one other person? Come on, like, this is crazy.
At least if you're not picked in one of 30, you're like, oh, well, I'm not one of 30. But, like, if you're not one of two, it's like, oh, well, I suck. You know, it's more like you're not choosing me. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like,
That that's crazy. You're taking it that personal when
Yeah.
you're on a
wait,
show.
fine. You're right. They look
Ah,
stupid for thinking that.
no, it's even more like Jess was the one that was upset, and she was the one that was having her choice in the love
Mhm.
triangle. Like, why are you mad that you have your choice of two
I mean,
people?
and Spencer was like
Like,
bugging out, like, I would not be a second choice. I'm like, buddy, you've been here for a day. Like, let's like take a deep breath. And like, this is also the way the
Yeah.
show goes. Like, there's more guys
yeah,
than girls. Like, come on.
and you were Jen's seventh choice.
Yeah. So,
Well,
I
second, he'll be a seventh.
so there's one thing I want to talk about that I was thinking about this entire episode in the back of my mind. May come across a little mean or insensitive towards a certain relationship, but I'm a little upset. I don't know how to phrase this. Like Grant and
Do it.
Juliana broke up when they did because you know for a fact if they broke up before Paradise, Grant would be invited and Grant would say yes because he's Grant. And to watch
Yeah.
Grant face all these women and just get torn apart would be fun. And I again, that's bad person Wyatt coming out. It would be fun to see Grant interact with those women again because we've seen it
Yeah.
online. They do not like Grant. And I hope Grant's doing
Yeah.
well. I hope he figures it out and I hope he drops an album soon. I really want that, but I'm just saying that would be great TV. And I'm a little mad
Oh,
we missed
100.
out on it based off timing.
Yes and no. Yes and no to it being great TV. Like, I see what you're saying, but I also feel like that would just be a waste of my time. And like, I like don't even like. I think it's better. Like, I don't even. If you were
As I've
single, I'd be like, oh, like you're
as I've
single.
reflected on Grant's season, I've decided I want more. I want more of Grant. I want more Grant on my screen somehow.
And that's
Well,
okay.
just wait for Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
Oh God, God no.
All right, let's get into the rose ceremony. So, I mean, I'll run through it again. All
Yeah.
basically solidified couples at this point. It basically was a coupling. It wasn't a rose ceremony. We have Lexi and Justin.
I mean, that's what they are, though.
Yeah, but
In
again,
Paradise, that's
there's
what they
no
are.
friendship roses. Or like, all right, I like you.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
True.
all they're all
Yeah.
couples at this point. You have Lexi and Justin, Bailey and Jeremy, Zoe and Brian, who Brian immediately says, I just got my rose. I'm good. That's all that matters. Jess and Spencer, who have a little awkward kiss there.
Mm,
That
that
was that love that. Unfortunately, did not love that. Kat and Dale, and then finally Alex and Jonathan. So, I mean, the most surprising there was probably Alex and Jonathan, just based off what we saw. But we all knew
No,
Jonathan
but
wasn't, so there wasn't really any
yeah.
surprise there. I was sad to see Ricky go, but pretty straightforward rose ceremony, which is to be expected night one.
I think that yeah, like we said earlier, with 4 guys going home night one, there should have been at least one, maybe 2 more girls not in this first rose ceremony. There's space for them. Goldens aren't even here yet, and once that happens, shit's gonna get way more
Mhm.
congested. Like the first 4 days that they're there for, have bring Leia now.
Yeah.
You know, or like I don't know, because you know Leia's gonna be there, so it's like just
Or
bring her in. Don't make her a bombshell. Just
I know
don't have 3
I
people go
know
home.
Dale and Sam M are big names, but save them for next week.
Yeah, especially Dale. Like
Yeah.
that's a big name because that bombshell coming in. Like imagine Jonathan's with Kat, after week 1, and then Dale
Mhm.
comes in. That's a
Yeah.
shakeup right there.
Exactly.
And then you could see him run back to Alex and try to steal her away from Ricky.
Yeah. Who do we think is on the hot seat? So we'll say the boys get the roses. You would assume that's how that's going to work. Which of the gals are potentially on the hot seat?
Well, we saw in the preview, it seems like it's Parisa and Allie Joe coming in next week for
Is it
sure.
next week?
That's what it looked
Okay.
like. So
Okay.
I have
So
no idea.
I think
I
Zoe's
honestly,
Was Zoe. Well, you saw Brian. He was just like, I got the rose,
Mhm.
you know.
yeah, but
So,
like I don't know. Like I don't.
I mean,
I like being surprised.
Yeah. If you
I think
go ahead.
I think Kat could be on the hot seat. I mean, obviously Dale seems to like Kat, but I think girls gonna be after
Oh
Dale.
yeah.
So
Oh, for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if Alex makes a run at Dale. I know they had a very awkward
yeah,
and like she was very nervous around him, but it wasn't awkward.
once
It
she's
was more nervous.
once she's more comfortable,
Yeah.
he was definitely like, I'm attracted to you. I think you're really funny and
Mhm.
interesting. So
Yeah.
it could work.
Uh,
Only 10-year age gap or
yeah.
whatever.
All right. Want to wrap up with some quotes that we potentially have? I think we've talked about
Let's
most
do
of
it.
mine. Um, an all-time quote by Spencer saying, uh, when Hakeem showed up, he goes, "That's either multiple people or just Hakeem." That was a good
Yeah.
quote.
I had when Brian and Zoe were on the beach. Brian points to the stars and goes, "Is that a star?" And then Zoe just goes, "I think they're all stars." And it's literally just a sky full of stars.
Whoa, dude, a star! Oh my god.
And she's just this Duke educated woman going
Yeah,
like, "This fucking
that's the thing.
idiot."
Like Zoe. Yeah, you went to Duke. You don't need this. You don't need that. You can do better.
You don't need Brian.
I mentioned it.
She should just give Hakeem the friend
Yeah,
rose.
I mentioned already, but Alex saying getting serenaded on the first date. It was a callback to Grant. I know I need
Yeah.
you. Uh, and then Kyle referring to himself as
Uh,
your boy multiple times. That was great.
um, I had Bailey's face after Hakeem gave her the little card, and then coupled with Bailey then saying, "I'm just not interested in what he has to offer."
Oh.
I was like,
Oh,
"That's a
yeah.
killer. That's a
And I went
killer,
on the
Bailey."
record. We have the meme of Tony Snell graphic with Hakeem's face on it. Men of integrity. We're not going to post it out of respect for Hakeem. We're not going to post it
Probably
yet.
fair.
No, we probably won't post it.
Yeah.
We won't post it. That'd be mean because we love Hakeem. Shout out to our boy. We're not going to post it. Shout out us. Shout out
Fair.
us. That's all the quotes I have. Mike, you have more?
I have one more, and it wasn't an exact quote, but it was Sam on the date with Jess. All of his confessionals was like, "I want a love that's like strong and everything like that," and that just brought me back to Jen's
Mhm.
season when he was like, "I want a ferocious love. I want a fiery love," and I was just like, "That's the Sam I
Yeah.
know. You want?" I was like, "Let's go." I remember hearing those words in your
Yep.
mouth.
Yep. I immediately remembered during that date. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's why people did like Sam." Like I was like, "Oh, not that." Again, I enjoyed seeing Sam M today. I enjoyed seeing the.
Yeah, I know. I think he gets better
I
at it.
agree. But I was yeah. I got flashbacks to Jen season during that as well. Charlotte, do you have any quotes?
Yeah. Wait, I didn't write who said it, so I hope someone can remind me.
Okay.
But I wrote, "I'm deeper than a hot body." Like I don't know who. I don't remember who
Oh,
said it.
Ricky. Ricky said that. Ricky
Ricky.
was talking
Ricky
to
said,
Alex,
yeah.
and he was like, I wanted to tell you about my poetry because I wanted you to know like I'm deeper than this super hot body." It's like what?
I wrote that down,
Like,
and then also
he's super hot, by the way. Did you see that?
when Hakeem was scrambling at the end, sweet boy, when he said, was it to Bailey, like, "You're very subjectively gorgeous."
Oh, that was good. That was good. He was getting
Like,
shots up at
oh
the
my
end.
god, like sweetness. Like, it's just like, oh god, you're very subjectively gorgeous to me. Like, he didn't say to me.
That's so tough.
He probably meant to say
Yeah, he
objective.
definitely meant
No,
objective.
the fact that he didn't is just so funny.
I
You're
know. Let's face
subjectively
it.
gorgeous.
Because
Most of these
because
people
that's
here think you're ugly, but I don't.
because yeah, that's kind of
It's an
an
insult.
insult. Calling someone subjectively
No,
gorgeous.
Yes.
exactly.
Like you're kind of subjectively gorgeous
Yeah.
to me.
She
Like
is
I
very
think you're
gorgeous
hot, but
to
like a
me.
lot of other people.
It's a backhanded compliment. Like you're pretty to
Yeah,
some
yeah.
people, not all.
Yeah.
That's
You're not objectively unattractive, but you're subjectively
Yeah, like it's up
attractive.
in the air. Like it's up in the air, really. If you're
Jury's still
people
out.
are deciding, but subjectively to me, I'm in.
Would.
Oh man, poor Hakeem. He tried so hard, and we love him. So, ladies, go slide into Hakeem's DMs because he's a wonderful, wonderful man. All right. Anything else in this episode before we wrap up?
No.
All right. I think we're all in the same boat. Just kind of excited. It's gonna be fun. A nice change of pace. I like that we get a week to sit on it a little bit. Love Island, I appreciate it what they do every night. It's been great. It's a nice change of pace to be able to sit on this, and then by next Monday we're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So that'll be good. I'm excited, and yeah, we'll have Love Island recap out tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Make sure to like the video, comment your thoughts on this episode of Paradise, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching this episode of BachMakers. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider joining our Patreon page linked in the description below. It's $5, cup of coffee, and it helps support us a ton. Thank you, and maybe we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and from next week on the BachMakers, we shave Wyatt's head off.
Maybe. Only one way to find out.
By tuning in.
That was implied.
Back to you in the studio.
And cut.
Thanks, Julianne.